Okay, so this, as you can see, it's November 5th. Today, November 6th. So it is from yesterday, super fresh. During the interview, technical round for SDET. And she moved on to the final round. Tomorrow morning, she's going to have final round now. She might, if we do good, she will get the offer. Okay, she has been in the market for like 8 months now. Because of her English, she has been struggling. Now, now, here's the question. They said, hey, we're going to post a question in appcoderpad.io, and they can actually see your screen, meaning the platform, wherever you click, they will be able to see on the platform itself, but like not your screen, not your entire screen. So the question is, as you can see here, write a reusable function or method that accepts an array of names and returns a single concatenated string of these names separated by commas. So, for example, this is the input. Chris, Kate, Susie, Jeffrey. This is in the array. And they want the output to be only one string, right? And they should be comma separated. This is during real interview. And so these are the people who were on the interview. Rob, Mike Rogers, Rob Farmer, Sue. Yeah. And this was the company. I forgot the company name. It's insurance company. Now she moved on to the last round of the interview. So tomorrow she will have the final round with the hiring manager, only 30 minutes. And this interview was 1 hour. This is remote. Yeah.
Remote position.
Yes. $60 an hour.
It means she will work.
Remote, anywhere. Yes. So, do you guys understand the question? Does anybody have any questions? So, look again. This part is very important. Write a reusable function or method. So this is why I make you guys practice. Write a function, write a function, write a function. Yeah, during class, I always ask you guys to write a reusable function, which will take this and do this for me. Right, Inja? How many times have I asked this? Too many, right? Right, Miss Mary? Right, Miss Dia? I always ask, write a function, write a function, write a function. Because without writing a function, it's hard for us to understand the use or the concept of solving problems. And during interview, because they ask it like that, I have seen it over 700 interviews, probably by now, right? And recently we got that offer. This year, total, we got 21 offers. Out of that, it was 17 people. Almost 18, but 17 people were able to successfully find a job this year. None of them are from our school yet. All right, so because we don't have any graduates yet. All right, so the task is this. I want you guys to complete. Does anybody have any questions? Ask now. I'll give you 10 minutes. Submit. Your solution looks great. So given this is our array, all we have to do is write a reusable function or method which takes an array of names, it says, right? So I can keep the method as public and I can keep it as static so I don't have to create object. and then string array. No, I just need to return string, right? Concat names maybe. And in here, it takes array as, you guys can see, right? Visible. String array as an argument, array, or I can name this as name, right? Names. All right. String builder is a good choice here because string builder is mutable. Yeah. Mutable means changeable without
Changeable.
creating objects, right? It will keep updating the existing object. But string, every time when you make a change, it will create a new object in the memory, which is redundant usage of memory, which will slow down the performance of the application, right? So it is better to go with string builder or string buffer. So with the string builder, all now I have to do is, in order to collect these elements, the names, into a single string, then I need to loop over this list of names, right? So let me first of all go ahead and create names list and paste it here. I can move it here a little bit. No, how can I? No, that's fine. And while looping over this names, I can use for each loop, right? Names. And all I have to do is sb dot append name dot append a comma and space. Right? What does append method do? Concatenates the string, right? Adding more string to the existing string, meaning string builder, right? Append. Okay. And now all I have to do is return sb dot to string dot. So let me show it to you without anything right now. I mean, without this. So concat names. This is how we call the method, right? Names list. And if I run, there you go. Elnura, Aidana, Clara, Ulan, Guka. But we need to remove the last comma, right? How can I do that? I can do substring, right? Starting from sb dot last index of comma all the way to the no. Starting from 0 to the last index of this guy. Am I doing some kind of mistake here or no? This is good, right? SB that last index of this. Oh, this will not be included, right? Let's run. There you go.
Sorry, can I ask question?
Yes.
Like we didn't cover string builder, so append means. Could you more explain?
What do you mean we didn't cover string builder?
Like
We
I don't
covered it, right?
I guess as a separate topic. I don't remember. Did we?
No, we didn't cover string builder append as well.
Okay. No string builder then. Forget about string builder. We will go with regular string. String and name. Name str, okay? I'm just gonna call it. I will keep it as empty. And I will still have to use the name from names. And name str plus equal name plus comma, right? Okay, and at the end return name str dot substring 02 name str dot last index of comma. And it should work the same exact way. There we go. But we understand the logic. Does anybody have any questions?
The substring output is with comma.
Without substring, it outputs with comma. Good question. So my question then to you is, how can I get rid of this comma? I'm sorry?
Substring.
Yes. So what is substring?
It's partial string.
Part of the string, right? Okay. So I want to get this part of the string without the last comma. How can I ignore that?
For loop.
There are
I like.
Or it's
why it's a follow-up question she's asking, right, Ece? Why it's coming with a comma?
Because we put it in the for loop for each loop inside, and it iterates over each element, covering the last part as well, last element.
do without it because ChatGPT says showed me another way
Mm.
shorter without substring method without comma out. But there are string dot join we didn't.
Yeah. We can use that too, but string dot join method we can use. It's for an array, right? I think.
Or we can use for loop and if also if statement. It comes without, right?
If statement, yeah, we could use if statement here too. Not long. It's just that here, if I was to, for example, use if statement, then let me try with join. We have name str equals names dot join and with a comma. This should work without having to add the names join without anything, right? Or is it names dot join? symbol method join variable names. Okay, error cannot find symbol names.
Names dot or string dot join.
Names dot
No, string.
name string
Name,
here.
Is it because it's empty? Because we the green one.
Okay, give me the syntax here. How do I join? What do you mean this?
No.
Huh?
No, return
Uh-huh.
equal
Name
string string dot join.
Uh-huh. I forgot the syntax for this. Oh, I see. Okay, so it does come from the
String dot join. String dot join.
Java 8 later concatenates a given set of strings with a specified delimiter. Nice. Okay. Join. Okay. And then I need to pass the words. String dot join delimiter with names. Or I don't even need this. Yep. That would also work. This is short way. You have very good microphone. All right, so this is one way, right? This is another way. There are so many solutions to the same logic, same question, because the logic is the same, correct? Here we are collecting using the existing join method from the string class. And it takes list of array, or I mean strings, and then joins them using the delimiter, some kind of delimiter. Like it could be, if I, for example, replace this with star, the names after Elnura, there will be, instead of comma, star. Aidana, star. Clara, star. There you go, see? So this is delimiter, meaning it separates them using this symbol. Between each element, it puts this. So this is one solution. This is another solution. There is another way to solve this by using the regular for loop, meaning traditional for loop, I equals 0, while I is less than names dot length, I plus plus. Then if I, while I is less than names dot length, -1, good. Then name str plus equal names I, and then plus comma here, right? Else names, name str, I mean, plus equal just names I. That's it. Because if it's equal to the last element, then I don't need to add the comma anymore at the end, correct? Return names, name str. And here on comment, if I run, oh, it should be semicolon. If I run. Oh, this is not length. This is just length. So I is less than length minus 1. There you go. So there is one way, two way, third way. I'm sure everybody likes the third way. But you need to understand and remember this method, right? But if you don't, it's fine. You can always solve it different ways. And the interviewer is not going to have any problem. They might ask you, hey, do you know, for example, this kind of method? Oh, yeah, I remember. But I didn't use it here. I just wanted to show you my skills of using the for loop and the logic, right? Yeah, all good? You understand this part? All right, next. I will also send the other solutions for this one. What did we do? I can just keep it in the comments. Name, return names, name str, that substring 02, name str, that last index of comma, right? So this is another solution. So there are 3 different solutions here. Okay, next task. Interviewer asked this question: how would you test a pet color, pet tracker color? What is pet tracker color? It is right here. Yes. Ошейник или нашейник? Ошейник, right? Okay. So what it does, it is basically a color that goes around your pet and it tracks with the GPS. Where is it located? So he asked, how would you test that? And I gave you guys some time to come up with some answers. So let's go. Yes, go ahead and start. Miss Mary. Miss Mary, go ahead and get started. Let's get started. There's no right or wrong here. Give me your approach. It's about creativity, thinking outside of the box. But the most important thing for a tester is to always think, what could go wrong? How could it go wrong? How can I break it? How can I make it not work? How can I find defect? How can I damage it? How can I make the developers angry with me? Right? Are you in that WhatsApp group or no? Ah. Okay, online students. You guys have you seen the question in the group or no? Group chat.
Yes, I can start.
Okay.
But am I too loud? I'm afraid to speak after Chinara's message.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
Nana?
now it's better, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
So, first thing, we need to understand why the product's goal objective, like for what it was created. So, on a high level, we can divide it to some parts, subparts to look for. First one is to look for its tracking, like is it really tracking? Just how it says in the description of the product. And the second thing is regarding the product itself. Is it regarding its strengths, persistence? We need to check under different conditions and pressure, like this color under different, let's say, weather, or we just to check its strengths and under the pressure and under different conditions, like weather. And the third thing, we need to I think this color is also coming with the application, right? Or it's without
Mhm.
application.
Yes, it comes with an application.
So, and the third thing, we need to check the application itself, and from that part we can go. We can test each part. Like we can dive more in detail. For
Mhm.
example, by if we start from tracking feature, we should test if it's tracking the geolocation of the dog under different locations, like in urban area or inside of the buildings. Because when, for example, we go to downtown, sometimes network can cause the problem. So that's why we need to check under these conditions. And the second thing is we need to check how it's tracking. Is it tracking the like correctly the activity of the dog? And for how far it can track the color. And also there is also one thing I searched that there is one word called geofencing. I think it's when it triggers when you go beyond some area. It triggers you. It messages you something. So will I get this message in the app if it goes out of this border? So we need to also check geofencing.
Not some area, specific area.
Yeah, if it's triggered or not.
It triggers when pet leaves that zone. Okay.
And is it going to update the history of the dog's steps, where it did traveled or not, during the day, during the week, during the months?
Mm-hmm.
Should I continue or others can?
Continue. No, I keep going. Not ChatGPT though, right?
No, but some of like geofencing, I found it there because I don't know. I
Good.
didn't know about the geofencing.
Well, we learn something new every day. I learned it also right after the interview, by the way. And this was also yesterday, fresh interview question. Good. What else?
Mm-hmm. What else? It also depends on the product description, which we don't know exactly because we don't know what exactly it does. So it's hard to test. I mean, to say, I think it depends on the product description, how far it will go, what services it.
So how interesting part. What do you guys find what did you find the most interesting about this product, Gulkhair?
For example, if it get lost, can we use this product if the dog get lost, or
Yes,
right?
that's
That's the
one
main
of the
point, right?
number one, yes,
Main.
number one, yeah, part. Unless, you know, the people who like once once the pet is lost, then what if they
Yeah.
cut it off, or what if
Yeah.
it loses? Okay, good.
But I think it's useful, especially for Americans who work and they can leave their dog nearby, or they are busy doing something and they can track their dog activity. For
Mhm.
busy business people, I think that might be handful.
Okay. Good, good. What else? Think. Or does anybody have any other ideas here? I mean, I can think of 1,000 things here. What do you guys think?
We can do other, right? I mean, we can pass to other second part, third part, right?
Yeah, keep going. Don't stop, Gulkhair. When you stop, others will jump in.
Oh, they can also join. I think Elnura also wanted to say something.
Elnura, let's go.
I think she said everything, but I would like to add battery life. It has battery.
Okay, now we're talking about strength quality under different. So this is software testing, and I would put this part. So tracking is already part of that, and software testing, and I would also put here hardware testing, yeah?
Mhm.
And this could go under hardware and battery life. I like that. So let's say
Oh.
the battery life is 30 days after one charge. Elnura, how would you test that? Okay, who else? Does anybody have other input, idea? Chinara, let's go.
Maybe the waterproof part when dogs wants to swim, or I don't know.
Or rain, right? When it's raining.
Yeah, when it's rainy, like yeah, in this kind of
Under
situations.
different conditions such as weather could be part of this. Yes, okay, good.
Okay.
What else?
Let's me think.
Do we need to test for battery to be explosive or not?
I think they add no, the last part, or
What if the product is sharp? Like it has some edges and it hurts your dog's neck.
like it can
Safety?
like a electroshock or something.
Just to be.
Could be safety, like electroshock could be like, or it has some, you know, parts where after dog keeps trying to scratch it, right? To take it off.
Oh
And
yeah,
then time it can cause electroshock, or it could have, I don't know, like whatever, safety, right?
yeah. In general, safety.
Safety. Extreme conditions, meaning I know you already mentioned about the extreme weather conditions, but yeah, such as freezing environment, yeah, or too hot, high temperature environment. boiling water, maybe. Like you gotta test it for any possible scenario, anything. We are testers. We want to find its boundaries. Where can I break it? What could go wrong? What
How
could
about also, sorry, tearing resistance? If we try to tear it, if someone will want to steal the dog,
yeah,
maybe.
it's called sturdiness, I think.
Mm.
Right? How sturdy
Mhm.
is it? How durable? Durability. Durability.
There is so many words that I don't know. Durability, what is that?
Durability into
It's
Russian.
persistence, like strength.
Прочный.
Прочный.
Yeah. Durability or sturdy. Крепкий. Yeah. Сильный, how strong. Oh, that's what Gulkhair was trying to tell. Strength. I'm like, strength of what? What strength? Okay, good. Strength quality. So I would say product, yeah, product quality.
You can say then durability, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
or-
durability or sturdiness could be, yeah. All right. Yes, sir.
No, 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 I don't need the. No, 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 not me. I just made a mistake.
Okay, so here's another question. Yeah, Gulkhair, you said it needs to trigger something when the pet goes outside of its zone.
Mhm.
Yeah, what, how do we, like, what should it trigger? What kind of trigger are we talking?
Like maybe there's some kind of message or a sound to your application. Because first the owner will set the zone, I think. The owner has to set the zone, the safe zone. And if it goes out of that safe zone, it will trigger the message or the sound, maybe.
Mhm. Let's see. So, okay, so let's say we have this zone here, or let me build this. So there's this zone, and the pet can only play inside.
I think that's called geofencing, you know.
Geofencing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we talked about.
the
So let's say the dog is playing in this area, and then dog says, I want to go out. Beat, comes back, goes out, beat, goes back. Right?
You mean some for noise for dogs, which will trigger
Could be
yeah,
signal, some kind of
yeah,
sound.
which will
Yeah, they got the shock usually, you know, the
electroshock.
pets
Yeah,
from their
could be.
chip and
Then,
you get a notification on your application.
okay, so we have to, do we need to test that?
Yeah.
Right?
We have to test the connectivity, right? For how does it get the
100%. Yes.
you know, application on application, how do we get the, you know, notifications?
Owner, pet owner receives a notification when pet leaves the geofence. Geofence. Okay. But then there could be just in this part notification testing. This is another huge thing, right? Like, what kind of notification? A phone or within the app or email, right?
Or
Message, right? So when and how fast it has to be? Is it live right away? Right? But now think about it. Now think outside of the box, guys. What if I have 5 dogs? And with one application, does it support 5 dogs? If it is, what about 10 dogs? And the number keeps going up. 10,000 dogs. Now we're performing boundary testing. At what point this app will crash and stop working? Let's say I have 10,000, let's say the app says you can only have 10 dogs. Okay. What if all 10 dogs at the same time leave the
House.
yeah, the
Geofence.
geofence, right? Stress testing under circumstances. But another really great scenario would be what Gulkhair earlier mentioned, urban area where there's no good reception on there's no good signal on your phone.
Or satellite
Yes, or there's too many
noise.
infrared or like some kind of signals which is interfering with your signal and you cannot track anymore. The another thing is, so it says geofencing where pet is limited to specific area and it triggers when pet leaves that zone. Now it triggers what? The sound that we are talking about for the pet, right? So that it tells the pet, hey, do not leave this area. Go back. Is it Elnura mentioned electroshock
Like, or maybe some alter voice, noise.
or some kind of noise which annoys?
They annoy the dog.
Then we need to make sure that it is pet safe, right? That noise doesn't kill the pet.
I know
Or
that
what
there-
if
there is a device, existing device. You just, dog is barking, you just using this app,
electroshock, it will stop?
stop.
Yeah. And now imagine this scenario, right? That electroshock, after how long of a time, like dogs also have different sizes, right?
Now what if it will be pops? Like,
Yeah. And if this dog has really huge hair around the neck and you cannot, if you wear it,
will not affect-
it will not affect the electroshock. In that case, how do you handle this?
some-
What if ultra voice and there's a thunderstorm outside, you're still playing with the dog, and that ultrasound doesn't work? I'm just kidding. No. Like, good, these are really, really valid stuff. But most importantly, also within this, I would make sure that do some testing around the owner when they create account with this application, that they are able to log back in. If they need to make payment, what kind of how can they make the payment, how they can create the account. I would throw those around here. But if you mention this during the interview, you pass to the next round.
Okay, according to this geofencing, I have an idea to increase our income.
Geofencing,
Geofencing. We can also.
have microphone, yeah.
We can also try to sell to our customers a device which will like link it, which will be linked with the, I mean, with the router,
Mhm.
with the 5G router, and it will be linked to this collar, pet collar,
Mhm.
and it will more effective, I think. I mean, it will be a device where we put it like it will be like a satellite, like to increase income, to bound several colors, pet colors.
All right. Yeah, that could definitely work too. But one thing that came to my mind when they asked this question, they never mentioned pet. Like, there are so many pets, because I didn't know it existed for dogs, but like, what if different types of pets? Like first thing we need to identify the pet type. And if it's a wearable, where can we wear it? Maybe on the leg, on the tail, on the ear, on the neck, on the nose, like a piercing on the dog, yeah? Like how big this thing is, and is it chargeable, rechargeable, or battery operated, right? Like AA, AAA batteries. And this is really, really good point. Water resistance, waterproof. Elnura bringing up a really good point, battery life, right? And I really, really like this part right here. How far can it track? What is the distance? Right? So meaning, probably like if it's on, how many, like for the software, let's say I have someone who's watching my dog and I give access to this application and that person took my dog outside and they're watching the dog and I'm traveling overseas. If I log into my app, will I be able to see how many accounts can log in and see the where the dog is? And the safety, of course, cybersecurity part is going to be very important. There are some dogs and cats and pets which are really expensive, yeah? Right?
So maybe
Most expensive dog in the world.
Tibetan, the Tibetan Mastiff.
Tibetan Mastiff is often considered the most expensive dog breed in the world, some selling for millions of dollars.
So guys, we are doing something wrong. We should breed some Tibetan.
See, so you have this dog, and it's
you have a
1.5
good
million dollars, and you have this app. And there are some people who's trying to, take this dog away from you. And now, what if they have access to your location, to your dog, where it's located, right?
Yes.
So cybersecurity part is also kind of important here, yeah? More pricey than what? Yeah, I mean,
That's a new idea for business, guys.
wow, look at this dog.
Looks like my ex-girlfriend.
It's being recorded.
Oh,
So, there's a lot of factors that can play a role here. Okay, great. Yeah, well, during interview, maybe we did mention the battery life, water resistance, other extreme conditions like the temperature part was mentioned, sturdiness, how durable it is. Like, what if the dog was running and it falls down? Can it break? What if dog hits a tree with the neck? Does it break? What if dog tries to scratch it with the nail? Can it break? Right? Like there are so many things. So durability testing was mentioned in that type of way during the interview. Geolocation under different environments, right? Like top of the mountain, in the desert, in the urban area, right?
what if does it have a slot for SIM card? A slot for SIM card.
Good call out. Yes, we mentioned about tracking, like how does it track? How does the signal work? How do you connect to it? Yes, with the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or GSM SIM card, right? You stick a GSM SIM card and it automatically sends your location to the satellite.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. And another good thing is like
Does it have
how accurate the location is, right?
Yeah.
Like, will it show the exact location?
I mean, if it will be a high building
Yeah, if it's high building, yeah.
and the dog
Or if it's
is
under the
downstairs.
ground, yeah. How far can it track? Fencing this part, if it goes out of there, does it send notification? I didn't mention the history of the tracking, so this is really, really good point. This was mentioned, and yes, we passed to the next round. And tomorrow there will be final round, and let's see what kind of questions they will ask. Okay, take your break, and after the break, we're gonna continue with the task that was assigned to you during last class. Okay, let's go back with the test plan assignments. I think it was, yep. Okay, Chinara and Ms. Zia, you guys worked on online bill payment functionality. Make sure bill successfully is paid. Confirmation message with confirmation number is created. The amount gets charged from your payment account. Bill due balance updates on your bill payment portal, such as gas, electric, car insurance, and other, etc. Start with you guys.
Like this one is UI testing for bank transaction feature. Try to code.
Let's filter by your name. Okay. Which one should I open? This one?
Not this one. Two to zero.
Mm-hmm. Let me just go back. Sorry. 204? 224.
Wait, two to zero. Yes, zero.
This one, right? UI testing for bank transaction feature. This works too. So without looking at it here, Jeff, did you understand what test plan is? Microphone.
Summary, like a description
Mhm.
and what kind of testing types we need to use. And what kind of environment we need to include, resources.
Okay, this is interview question. When we passed to the next round, remember guys, I was talking on the phone. Whose interview was it? She was sitting there and I was, oh, let's say this company, oh, we didn't make it to the next round, by the way, on that. I don't know why. Loan company, they give you loan and you gotta pay it off after some time, yeah? So for loan payment, they are adding debit card payment. They had the checking account and now they want to enable debit card payment. But I will ask you different question. So this question is, you need to come up with a test plan for fire alarm system. So not alarm system. Let's say there's an application on the phone, and whenever, so not every country in the world has alarm systems as advanced as the United States or other countries maybe. third world country, somewhere in, I don't want to say Kyrgyzstan, somewhere in Africa, Zimbabwe, Africa. And they have buildings, school, and they don't have fire detection system. But the buildings are made of wood. And that can,
Yeah.
fire can
Easy.
move really fast. It's a school. But everybody in Zimbabwe have phones. And specifically, this is for a high school, let's say. And whenever there's fire somewhere, and if they do not take care of it, and if the fire can cause something big, they will just open that application and click on that
Fire
fire.
detection.
Yeah, there's a fire button on that application. And that should send to all the users in that school, whoever have that application. Or no, you know what? That should send the text message to all the people in that school. Or like alert message. Remember when
Here
there's a
also.
storm or some kind of hurricane, they send you alert. How would you test that for a school whenever there's
The application, yeah.
yes?
Ready application, right?
Huh?
Ready, right? Application is ready. Just we
Sure.
need to.
Sure, it's
some
ready.
functions. First, we need to ask
Online, can you guys hear her?
which part,
Yes.
UI part, API part we need to test, we need to ask, we need to understand. And we need to ask about scope, timeline with, and environment.
Understand? First part, project, okay. And then,
Scope of the project.
okay,
And timeline, what's in last time we in iPod lesson we gave some scores. It calls
milestone, estimation.
like estimation. We gave 5 or 4,
Mhm.
8, like this. We need to ask. It's also related to scope, right?
Okay,
Then we need to know what type of testing we need to use.
what type of testing would you do?
First functional testing and integration.
Mm-hmm.
And the regression testing also.
Don't
And
wait for me, keep
in
saying.
unit test. we
Because
also
during
include,
interview,
yeah,
you gotta go fast.
test also we need to include.
Okay.
Yes. And if it's if we have very less time, we need to use a smoke test.
Okay.
And environments, resources, how many team members we have.
Okay. Now, for functional testing, what would you include? What would be your functional testing?
We need to make sure every functions worked as expected.
Each function works as expected. What function you mean?
For example, when we are sending message, if you said, or as you told that we need to press some buttons that all students get some alert message, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need to make sure if this button is clickable or not. If we click this button, can we send alert message?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Clickability.
And what else?
Uh,
And we need to also include positive and negative testing also.
mhm. So that would come positive and negative testing. Okay, let's say when you click the button, it was expected. Uh, how do you ensure that the button is clickable and it's working as expected?
To create a first test scenario, then
Mhm.
regarding to this scenario, we need to create test.
Give me the
cases.
test scenario, please.
For example, validate this, how to say, this button is clickable or not. If we,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
verify that button is clickable. If it's clickable, we need to get a successful message that
Okay. So, okay, keep going. During interview, we don't stop. You stop. Okay.
last question.
Yeah, don't stop. I mean, not that we are scared if they ask more questions, but don't stop. Because this is too big. Think, what? How can you break
Also,
it?
we need to come up with negative also. For
Give me some
example,
negative scenarios. Yes.
See. If, if
Anyone who wants to help?
Wi-Fi didn't work, yeah, will work this button,
Yes.
or will it send the message, alert message?
Yes.
It's a negative, negative.
Yes.
oh,
Let's say this is supposed to send everybody's connected to Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Mhm.
And Wi-Fi connection is disturbed. So wherever the Wi-Fi router was, there was a fire and there's no Wi-Fi now.
yeah.
Message from numbers, yeah, yes.
Yeah. So if Wi-Fi is connection is disturbed, they should still have the data, the phone, no, not phone number, but phone also has internet, right? So that should work. Then phone data. Do you guys know what phone data is? Right?
Internet?
Yeah.
Everyone has, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when if you're not connected to Wi-Fi, your internet still works, right? So that's your phone data, right?
Oh,
Phone connection to the satellite, meaning it has internet. So then phone data should work, right? Okay. Let's say there was an interruption on the data. Wi-Fi and data are both down.
then manual as our like a bill. How to say?
Ring
Ring
the
maybe,
bell.
yeah.
Okay. But that we're testing the application, not the fire
Oh.
detect the how to let people know if there's a fire. So basically, like, okay, let's say the Wi-Fi is down, the phone data is down, but text messages are receivable. And let's say there's a button on the application when you send text. Let's say it should send text, right? So that's also negative testing. When we turn off both Wi-Fi and we turn off the phone data, then all students should still receive text message, right? Okay, what else?
What if as we know, it's in Zimbabwe, and they have a problem with the electricity
Mm-hmm.
sensors.
Mhm.
Fire sensors will not work, and they will.
There's no fire sensor. Only we let people know via text message. App. Hmm. Nice. False alarm dismissibility. False alarms should be dismissible. Yeah.
But if anyone can just, you mean it's an app where everyone can just make a report by.
Sure.
Access.
So that's another cool thing, right?
I mean, everyone has access for this like message, like texting message, alarm message, or only one person can send some messages.
So teachers
Only teachers
and the class captains.
will be allowed to send.
Yes.
But come on, guys, and we should also, in negative scenario, we should, as we know, it's an African country, Zimbabwe, and not all students have enough money to buy this, I mean, the devices, I mean, not, on which platforms it can usable. I mean,
Good.
on, like, on Nokia or on,
When you send a text message,
Any kind of device.
alarm, maybe something like that, yeah?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
how many words they can use on message, yeah? Text message.
Online, what do you guys think? Any ideas?
On which platforms it can usable, like.
On
we
what
can use-
platforms?
We can use, according, regarding the condition, life conditions, I mean, not all students will have a chance.
So this is great.
I mean, will it work?
So
on
cross
Nokia Symbian version?
platform device test, right? So what kind of devices does it work on? Right? Android has so many devices, Samsung, Nokia, there could be Sony, right? And we have iPhone, different versions of iPhone. What versions does it support? We have to think from that perspective too, right? And what tested on, negative testing could be low battery testing, right? When the phone battery is dying, like up to what percentage can it prioritize this alarm, right?
Stress testing, we will not make a stress testing.
Stress testing, good. So that would be performance, right? Testing, such as stress testing. Under extreme circumstances, how the app behaves, right? Now, we're not testing the device. We're not testing the phone, like leave the phone outside under the sun. We don't have to worry about that. But when, let's say that school has 1,000 teachers and they all go in and at the same time they press that fire alarm button, what happens? Right? Does the application crash or will it work? And for each one of them, how many alarms will I receive on my phone? 1,000 because 1,000 people triggered it at the same time? Or if all of them at the same time hit the send message fire alarm, right? what happens? Will I receive 1,000 text messages? Good, but the point is, like, whenever you are thrown at scenario, how would you test this? We have to always think outside of the box, yeah? Good. So what would you include for this in the test plan?
First, summary description,
Mhm.
then we need to include scope also.
So summary with description. Scope.
Scope,
What would you include in the scope for this?
scope is,
What is scope?
scope is.
What?
How to say? Scope, how many times we need to finish this plans project?
How many times do we need to finish this project?
Scope, it's, is it be huge or not? Sometimes
big
we
is
have
it?
really huge projects which we can't finish it during 2 sprint times. Sometimes if it's really huge, we need maybe 6 months or more than 6 months. Scope. No?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Scope is also area of work, what it includes.
Scope is the area of work. Scope is not the test type.
Yeah, scope. It's timeline. Timeline.
Scope is not timeline.
What is it? What?
Yes, in and out of scope.
Yes.
So UI, is it in scope, out of scope? Web testing, is it out of scope or in scope? API testing, database testing. Like we need to think about what is the scope, in or out of scope, yeah? Okay, what else?
Environments
Okay, good.
and resources.
Environments, resources. Uh-huh.
How to say? Environment scope.
Miss Mary was just now mentioning, she was mentioning about test types. Okay, good. For a test plan, if you're able to mention this, what is a test plan? What does test plan include? You have to mention this stuff, right? I mean, this is how I remember it too, like objective, which is the description, and scope. I want to identify scope because I don't know how far I have to test. Maybe they said, hey, Zimbabwe Republic's government came and they said, hey, we're introducing this alarm application and you need to test it to make sure that it works for schools. Okay. Do I just test the app or do I need to actually test the device too? Right? Put it under the sun, throw it in the water. Does the phone still work? No, that's completely out of scope, right? I'm not testing the device. I'm not the manufacturer tester. I'm testing the simple application, if it works or not. But then again, I need to also think from like, okay, do I just test the functionality of it from the UI perspective and the end-to-end testing, meaning that all students will get the notification, the teachers will get the notification, or do I need to test the signal of the phone when there's a really good signal, when there's a really bad signal? But then what about the API? Is there APIs? How does the API work? I shouldn't really care, right? At this point, if they just bring that application to me and test it, no. If I'm in the development involved in the development of that application from the start, then I can think about API database and others. But for now, I just make sure the UI, like the application is actually, when I press the button, it's working. It's triggering the alarm, sending to all the students in that school, whoever's registered, right? And I need to think from that perspective too, actually. Let's say there are 200 students on that school, and each student should receive it. All 200 will receive it, as long as their phone is on, as long as they have some connection. If there's no connection, they should receive text message. I need to perform the end-to-end testing. Like, so all of this stuff, meaning scope has to be identified. What is my scope? Otherwise, we will not know how much is enough. At what point we need to stop this testing? Then if we don't identify the scope, I can go from like the fire alarm detection application all the way to the SpaceX satellite. Why? Because, oh, what if the Wi-Fi is not working? Oh, I need to test the Wi-Fi company. Your Wi-Fi routers is not working, then I need to test the Wi-Fi router, then their Wi-Fi provider, the internet provider, ISP. And then they will say, oh, test the satellite in the sky. Maybe that's not working. Like, there's no scope, right? I have to identify what exactly am I testing. We have to mention this. As long as you mention this, a lot of people will be happy during interview. Scope. I want to identify my scope for the testing. And then environments. Well, in what environment am I going to test it, right? Oh, the cross environment, but I could also include here web compatibility, web compatibility, web platform, device compatibility. All of these should be like cross-browser testing, the mobile application platform, like all of this need to be considered during the planning phase. So which is test plan again. Environments, we already, why do I have a typo here? Environments we mentioned, right? On what environment? QA, dev, staging, resources, how many testers we have, who will execute what, who's going to do the automation, who's going to give the sign off, what kind of equipment do we have? Meaning the yeah, like if we're gonna do phone, yeah, if we're gonna do mobile application testing, then what kind of devices do we have, right? If we don't have, for example, yeah, again, testing, let's say for devices, Jojo brings a good point. Phones, what versions of the phone are you going to test it with? Because if I count right now, I can count 1,000 different device types, starting with Sony Ericsson's first edition. I believe maybe it doesn't exist. Yeah. How would you pick what devices to test for? Good question.
Yeah.
iOS. Okay. Android, iOS, and then what?
Symbian.
Look, what's your phone? What phone are you using? iPhone what? iPhone 15. iPhone 11. Samsung what?
14.
Samsung A14.
Nokia 63.
No, Nokia 63. Motorola G Face. Online. Who does not use iPhone online?
Everybody has.
Oh, the online sleeping? What's going on? Or am I not talking?
We're using iPhone.
iPhone? What?
Do not use.
Okay.
It's common. It's a
We are too cool.
But in
Too cool.
Zimbabwe.
Okay. So now think about it. Yeah. Let's say think about it. So I mean in that school right now we're only like 10 of us maybe, but in that school we have, let's say 5,000 students. Let's say 5,000 students. I'm sure there's going to be so many different types of phones. Well, as a test engineer, I could also collect the different types of phones that school has, create analytical data, right? For each school, I would assign someone, give me all the models of the phones available or the people who carry in this class. And they would create a list. And from each group, I would get the list and analyze this data. Majority of the people use what? What are otherwise, if we want to test the compatibility, device compatibility testing, device compatibility testing, if you will, there's thousands of different types of devices available. I'm never gonna be able to test for all of them, right? Device compatibility.
It means it will affect to the scope of the project, yeah?
It would help me with my test strategy, strategically picking different devices. But how do I strategize that, right? What devices do I prioritize? For some of the devices, I don't even need to perform testing maybe if they don't use, right? Sony Ericsson SJ74, let's say. Probably nobody uses it. Maybe there's one student. Do I need to do testing? I don't think so. And if for example, the phone does not support application, but I'm testing on the application, and some phones do not support application, what happens in that case? Text message. Yeah. So I have to perform that is also as a negative testing, right? And when I send this fire alarm, fire detected button, then the students whose phone does not support application download, or they cannot download application, but they are able to receive text message, they should receive text message, right? I would really go down more to like the phones who do not receive text message, then I don't know what to do. Let them burn. No. I would I would make list of those students where they're located, and I would personally run and check them before I leave the building. And if they're already under fire, then I'm good. Or I would assign whoever that student sits with, I would assign someone with a good phone and make sure you tell this person when there's fire detected. Oh my God.
Should we make a conclusion after for all this? Our test plan?
Did we?
No.
Do we do conclusion on the test plan? I don't think so. It's not essay, right? Test types. Okay, good. Man, I go off topic, and next thing you know, you cannot stop me. Huh? I don't know what we were talking about. So, oh, I wanted to understand the. Ooh. Okay, I need to take a note because this will be your homework. Okay. Homework. Entry and exit criteria in a test plan. This was asked recently, very recently. Entry and exit criteria of a test plan. Very amazing question. Another thing is, I need to also add here. Severity versus priority of the bug. Like, I don't know, out of 100 interviews, maybe 40 interviews, they ask this question: severity versus priority of the bug. How do you identify? And how do we identify and who identifies it? Very important question. Like phew, entry and exit criteria out of 100 asked maybe 10 times only. But severity versus priority, maybe I would even say 50 out of 100 asked this question. Very important interview question. Okay, guys, ready for one more? This time, I think Gulkhair contributed tremendously during today's class. I would like to ask Elnura to contribute for the next question, but I know she thinks she's watching her kid. Guliza, hi. Are you able to talk? Okay, let's go with Aidana. Aidana, how about you? Do you have availability for talk?
Yes, I'm available.
Okay, Aidana, do you drive a car?
No,
But do you?
can a bit, but here I didn't do it yet.
Okay, so you know how the remote lock and unlock door of the car works, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, so how would you test the remote lock unlock functionality of the car?
Okay, so I would go like to a particular distance and then press the button of the remote. And if it's like
Something like this, yeah? Okay. So you are talking about distance testing,
mhm,
okay? What else?
how far I can go, like, right, to check if the functionality works.
Okay.
Then
Distance testing for both lock, unlock, signal, open trunk. Well, let's just limit it to these three. Lock, unlock, signal. That's it, okay?
mhm,
Okay, what else?
and then
How does the remote work? Like
so
with
mhm,
battery?
this- I,
It
then
it has
no.
battery. Okay? So let's see. It takes this kind of batteries, anyways. See, when you
Mhm,
open it, you put this kind of battery, small battery. It takes, okay?
mhm.
Okay. On battery, what would you test with the battery?
How long it will last?
How long does it last? How
It's
would you test?
depends.
How would you
Mhm.
how would you test it?
Mm,
Like, how long does it last? How would you test it? For
would
example,
it-
let's say it's supposed to last for 6 months. If you press it at least 100 times each day in 6 months, 180 days. Would you keep pressing it for 100 times each day for 6 months?
I think it has to send us some notification or our panel on the car, on the display. There is
Uh-huh.
no battery and we have to change it.
Okay. Low battery notification
Yeah.
testing. Okay.
And if it's still, at least if there is a low battery, it's at least it can open and
Yes,
it can
that's
still
what I'm
open
talking
your
about.
car.
Yes. It still works on low battery. Okay. What else? Let's say the remote lock never existed before and they just designed it in the world for the first time and you are assigned to do the testing for it to tell them, hey, customers are going to be 100% safe using this remote.
I will make a stress testing.
Stress testing.
What if the user will just press 2 buttons in one time, like lock and unlock, like several times?
Press multiple buttons for several times at once. What else?
And also like pressing like under like harsh environment conditions, like
Yes,
outside, and then it got frozen, and then how it works.
extreme conditions, right? Freezing temp. Let's say you are in Alaska and it's negative 30 degrees outside and you're trying to press, it doesn't work. You cannot enter your car because the key is broken, but you need to sit inside your car so that you don't die on the freezing cold. Now you just cost someone's life because you didn't warn them, hey, this is not gonna work under extreme conditions. This is our boundary testing, right?
Mhm.
Or heat, right? High heat or temperature testing where battery explodes. And it,
Durability,
huh?
durability,
Yes.
water resistance.
Durability, water resistance. Now you guys see, now you're thinking, yeah? This is exactly what they want to hear and see during interview. This is the whole point.
You know, Baha,
Oh,
I always worry about if I left my key in a car and it will lock, then I can get in my car.
yes.
Like me, yes, no.
Did you? Because it has happened so many times to me. I'm sure it happened to you guys too. So,
Not
yeah.
yet,
Um,
but I still worry.
wow, you worry without letting it happen. Oh man, you are a
Yes.
hero.
But just in case, I have an extra key at my home at my place. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Let's think about that for a second, guys. She just bring a good point too. What if one remote,
It's not
let's say you
working.
have two remotes. What happens if you press both of them at the same time, huh? Yeah, right. This is functionality testing. I wouldn't say functionality with multiple remotes, right? Press all buttons from all remotes at once. What happens?
What if we left one of the car or one of the key inside
What if,
the
yeah,
car, but
we
another
left one in the car,
and another one
and
doesn't work. like
another
mine, for example.
one doesn't work. Well, then it doesn't work. I mean, what can you do? What?
How can we open?
We're not here trying to open your car if you leave your remote inside.
we will
We're
ask
trying
for
to make
help.
it
Someone
simple.
has to open it.
But in general, in this kind of things, they have also, when you press the button, you have it will open the, how do we call it? The keys will appear. I think everyone has this. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm
Yeah.
saying? they have this
Yes.
emergency when your real case appears.
Physical key.
Yes. Now, if this was asked during the interview, then you have to ask this too. Does it have the feature, like when I press that, the key, actual key appears, physical key, or no? I don't know. The interviewer is asking the question. You don't know the requirement. You cannot assume. Never assume during interview. Even at real work, I have assumed so many times, and always I get in trouble. Oh, I thought, he fixed that bug, and I just closed it. I thought. I assumed. I counted. Not counted. Never count. Always confirm, 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 and it has to be documented. Developer might say, "Hey, you know what? I fixed it last week. I mean, yeah, just go ahead and close it." The bug, yeah, boom. What happens? You sign off. You say, "Hey, I tested this. So when I pressed two buttons at the same time, the remote was still working. So after that, I unlocked it, and the car was working. But one time I pressed the, let's say, signal button and unlock button at the same time. And after that, the remote stopped working. And developer or the engineer says, "Hey, you know what? I fixed it." Right? Just word. And you say, "Oh, you don't do retest." "Oh, okay. But and the engineer says, "No, you know what? Just go ahead and close it. Just go ahead and close it. Just sign this so we can release, because they're waiting. They're waiting. Zia, we cannot wait. They're waiting. Come on, just sign it." And you sign it, boom, and the customers, a lot of people complain because they accidentally, or their kid pressed the lock and the signal button at the same time, or it got pressed in their pocket. Oh, test that too. What if you're sitting down and you keep it in your pocket and the buttons keep pressing themselves, right? Against something. So let's say your kid pressed these two buttons at the same time, and now your car remote is not connected anymore. It doesn't work. It doesn't recognize that car. And a lot of, let's say, Toyota Camry produced 1 million cars, and 700,000 of them are complaining about the remote. Now Toyota has to recall all the remotes. And then they'll be like, "Okay, who signed off on this?" Yeah. And guess who is in trouble? So you see, like we don't want this kind of error, yeah. And that means documentation. If that engineer says, "Hey, just sign off. I did it. I fixed it." No, you test it first, and then if it passes, then you sign off. Until it passes, do never sign off or close anything, because don't believe the words of developer. Okay.
Another idea
Hmm.
about the compatibility of
Yeah.
waves. Just compatibility of waves and signals.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
when the
Ooh, good.
what if one remote key, will it compatible with the other cars?
Yeah, this is really, really good, guys. Why? Because remotes use, I think, infrared. Do car remotes use infrared signal? No, most car uses radio frequency signals instead of infrared. Okay. Yeah, radio frequency signal testing, right? Or IR remote infrared. Most car key fobs. Oh, key fobs use radio frequency signals to transmit coded signals to receiver in the car. Radio frequency remotes can work at distances over 100 feet. making them useful for car alarms, garage door opener. However, radio frequency remotes can be affected by interference from other radio signals, such as those from cell phones and wireless internet. Nice. Radio frequency interference. Interfere means мешать, interrupt. Right? Interfere. Interfere into Russian. Вмешательство. Вмешиваться. Oh, I was close. Hey, I'm improving Russian.
Interference
Interference. Interference.
sounds like a new movie from Hollywood. Inception, interference.
Interfere, disturb, prevent, interrupt, collide, collision, collide, сталкиваться, yeah? So we're teaching English here, yeah, Miss Mary? Yes, every day almost, yeah? In my class only, yeah? I'm just kidding. Okay, signal compatibility when there are other types of devices or similar cars with similar remotes, key fobs, they call it. Yeah. Then let's say I have Lamborghini and
Some guy
remote,
with a Toyota Yaris, he's coming in.
and he's using his car's remote and unlocks my Lamborghini, and boom, bye-bye, right? So that's very security testing, right? The signal compatibility testing. Mhm. The cars have, yeah. Yeah,
The
on my
cars
phone
have-
for my car, yeah, I can start the car from here. I can unlock from
Yes.
here. I can see its location from here. That's called
Like a
IoT.
Lamborghini guy.
Wah!
Man.
Oh, this is called IoT. Yeah, I can open from here. It's called IoT.
No,
No.
no.
IoT is one day I want to give a topic about this too.
It
When
was
you
made
guys
by
have-
you, I guess. By Baha, he made own app for his own car.
Research about IoT, which stands for Internet of Things. Things like at home you have microwave, and now there is we just bought laundry machine which can be connected to your phone to check the health, the time it's done or not, the temperature. So that needs to be connected to Wi-Fi. So Internet of Things, the TV, smart TVs connect to the internet. AC can connect to your internet to get the temperature for the next 2-3 weeks, and accordingly it can adjust itself for smart houses. Smart houses. And even the, what do you call this? Jalousie, right? Something. These
Jalousie.
also nowadays, there are some of them, you can connect from your phone to open, close. The shower water, the microwave, the dishwasher, the vacuum. Remember in the house, like that smart one? So all of these now, your refrigerator, right? Your coffee brewer machine, all of these can connect to internet. Well, the really sophisticated, modern,
Yes.
smart ones, right?
Is
And-
it with the help of Java program? I mean, do they work with the help of Java program? How that?
Not
They wake up, man. They want to
Nah.
build their own smart house.
So it's called IoT, Internet of Things. And the car, the way you are able to connect to your car, how car is connected to internet? With what? What do you guys think?
It has a
SIM card?
Yes,
modern car.
GSM SIM card.
Yes, GSM SIM card.
Yes.
Yes. Satellite.
satellite.
Yes.
It connects to your car's
Yeah.
ECU, electronic computing unit, which is a computer of the car. And it connects to the satellite,
Yes.
and that's how you get the connection to your car.
And that's how the guys from Canada, they finding their cars in Kyrgyzstan, yeah, in Kazakhstan, some Range Rovers, some Jeeps.
Yeah. Not every car has, yeah.
It's,
No, I'm saying
Expensive.
like not every refrigerator can connect to Wi-Fi. Not every microwave can connect to Wi-Fi, right? But the new technology, the sophisticated technology, what sophisticated means?
Complex.
Into Russian? Complex? So
Refrigerator is
sophisticated.
connected to Wi-Fi.
Yes,
Сложный.
утонченный. Сложный. Complex, yeah, intricate. Like the sophisticated technologies, the current modern technologies, right? They have IoT, Internet of Things, and they can communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Can you imagine your microwave talking to your refrigerator is talking to your like other parts of the house? Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, meaning they exchange data. I mean, they don't talk like, hey, how's it going, refrigerator? Is it cold inside of you? No, we don't. I mean, you know, they exchange data, yeah? Like you can, some of the refrigerators now, you connect it to your Instacart or something,
Yes.
and you run out of some
Fruits.
meat, fruits, or
Fruits, yeah.
something, it can detect, hey, you are running out of this meat or carrots. You have only one tomato left. Do you want me to order? And Alexa connects it to it. Alexa then connects it to Instacart. Instacart automatically makes order. And next thing you know, in 1 hour, you have it in front of your door.
Samsung,
Yeah, LG also has it now.
Moskvich.
So what I mean is that like the Internet of Things, I want you guys to do research on what is IoT. Because in the interview, they asked this question too. The cars talking to each other. Like there is a traffic ahead. Remember how Tesla can
Yeah.
detect like it
Yeah,
can
yeah.
talk to other Teslas and exchange information?
Yeah, yeah.
Like how many cars in front of you, what's the traffic, what's the
Yeah.
speed? They can talk to each other, meaning they exchange data. Because they collect all the data according to the speed of the car. If like 3 Teslas are in the construction zone, they're all going like 5 miles per hour, then it will detect the other cars, the Tesla cars around their area. And it will tell them, hey, there's a traffic or a construction or something coming up. And then it will actually get that information from Google Maps. Hey, is there a construction has been put or scheduled for this area?
Mhm.
Yes, and then it will show on your display, there's a construction zone, please slow down.
Yeah.
Or take this route to bypass, so you don't have to get stuck on this. So these are cars talking to each other, exchanging information. And that's called IoT, Internet of Things. Please research. They invested how many billions of dollars? I don't know how much USA invested into IoT. Yeah. $98 billion. $98 billion was invested into the IoT, Internet of Things.
Yes.
This is not, and there is huge demand in the market for IoT developers, IoT people. Meaning, it's IoT is not like one thing. It's, as you know, so many things combined. But if you have a small expertise in some part of IoT, then you have a really high chance of getting that job, because there's not many people apply for that job. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll look that up later.
I guess that was a big problem for Tesla to